So in today's video I am trying to avoid getting wet, and I do so by standing behind this tree. So I've come to a completely new location, and as you can see it's very windy. I decided to come out here on a very stormy day. So shifting clouds, that usually leads to some beautiful light conditions. So I've already had like beautiful beams of light coming through the clouds, dark, brooming, ominous clouds. And hopefully I can combine that with this amazing location right here. So the mission for today is to photograph this oak tree right here. At least that's the main reason why I've come here. There's probably also a whole lot of other places I can go and find some beautiful compositions. But right now it is this oak tree. So I think this right here may actually be one of the times where I have got an absolutely stunning subject, but I'm struggling so much with the composition because almost no matter what I do, there's always some part of the photo that is just completely lacking. As you can see, I have my tree right here, my subject, and then I have some background houses here. I have this bush, thorn bush here, and a thorn bush over here. And from this angle, the tree looks okay, but it's not super interesting. And it's almost no matter what angle I find, there's something lacking, and it's just driving me nuts. So up here on the road, I have a long road here behind me, and it just passes next to the tree. I can kind of incorporate the road in the composition, so you can see something like this here and then have the tree. But I'm just not a big fan of this road. It's not ugly, but it's not really super interesting either. And I don't think that it complements the tree particularly well. We have this old, gnarly, beautiful, yet dead tree, and then we have this modern road, gravel road that is not aesthetic in and of itself, and yeah, this is doesn't work. And just next to me here I have this open field. The only problem is that there's a little bit of sign right there that says private, which basically means stay away. I could go out here in this area where I just was, but then I have the house here as a background, and I don't want that either because I want to isolate the tree. I want the tree to stand on its own, and the house would just like, you would see the roof over the hill, and no matter how far up and down I go, it's just not optimal, and the tree in and of itself from that angle isn't optimal either. The best angle of the tree is actually right here from the road, and it looks decently good right here, and not just decently good, it looks really good. Then I have this annoying thorn bush out here, which if I'm just going a little bit in here and trying to, like, you know, use the grass here as a foreground, trying to cover up the road, it's still here. Of course I can go vertical, but I don't think that the grass is that good either. So I am in a little bit of a conundrum. I will try to walk around and see if I can come up with a solution, but it's just like annoying. Alright, so after having spent like, I don't know, half an hour here standing, not getting wet from different showers coming in, walking around, trying different things, I think this here may be the optimal composition I can get out of this location with this tree. So we have the road up here, and I definitely do not want to include that. I have the tree here from a fairly optimal angle. And then I have the camera down here among all these thorns and it hurts my legs. But I have a composition that looks somewhat like this right here, and I think that's what I can get away with today from this place. So now it is just about waiting for the clouds to do something epic, which I think they can. They look really nice right now, just not in this direction. So hopefully they come in and they can do something cool. And then I will just, take the picture, and here it is.
Looking at these two photos side by side, I gotta admit I actually prefer the one with the grass. I would have preferred that you couldn't see the tree line in the background, and I could probably have covered it a bit more up with a slightly lower perspective, but it was such an awkward shooting position in both photos, so I missed out on that. As I prefer the photo to the right, I did try to lower the contrast and thereby the impact of the forest with a bit of editing, as for the viewer to keep their attention on the old oak. Attention is so important for any photo, and to guide the viewer's attention you need composition. If you want to learn much more about composition in landscape photography, be sure to get my 2 ebooks. Here I cover all the compositional tools I use in my landscape photography in an easy to understand way with minimal text and loads of photos to get to the point fast. There are links to both the full versions and the free light versions in the description of this video.
So it is quite windy today, but it is all good because it helps the clouds move really, really fast. So I've walked a little bit further down the road. So just before I was up here at this tree photographing, and I have walked down the road here. Now I'm photographing this tree, and I'm photographing it from here. Right here, private driveway. I'm not going in there. And it's actually quite interesting. I have been a little bit further back just before, and it does make a little bit of a difference photographing this tree over here, whether I'm a few meters back and taller or I'm photographing it from a lower angle. And right now I'm basically just waiting for something cool to happen behind the tree. Whether it's a bird flying in, some sunbeams coming into the scene or whatever. The tree is a gorgeous subject in and of itself. Beautiful silhouette, and that's all it's going to be, just a silhouette. And then I have some interesting clouds and whatever. This is a classic, I don't know if you would call it rule of thirds, but nevertheless I put the tree a little bit to the right of the middle, and then I have the sunbeams coming in from left, so it fills up the entire frame. Quite simple. And yeah, well, it's not like you can have too many lone tree photos in your portfolio, at least not with my philosophy. But nevertheless, I do have a little bit of insecurities these days, because I gotta admit my January just have been a little bit lackluster compared to January 2021. Already at this time last year, I had got 3 of my favorite photos of the year. And I gotta admit, if I don't up my game for 2022, it's going to be not the best year of my landscape photography, that's for sure. I have Antarctica coming up. Hopefully I'm in Antarctica right now as I release this video. I'm going to Italy twice, and my calendar is cleared for autumn. So hopefully there will be plenty of opportunities to get something more and new. I gotta admit, I thrive mostly on catching original photos that I hadn't foreseen, preferably in Denmark, but Also other places, I really like that, and with a lot of atmosphere and mood and storms and all that stuff. So yeah, I guess we all have insecurities when it comes to landscape photography, and I personally feel that it is getting harder and harder and harder and harder to find those original compositions and capture them, and yeah, just do something which I haven't done before. It takes, of course, a lot of time, preparation and all those things. I just try to listen to my own tips all the time. But it doesn't change the fact that it is hard, and it is getting harder and harder and harder, especially when the conditions are at this time of year where it's just like so you really just have to wait for the weather to do what it does best. So yeah, I don't know. Come summer, I miss summer. Come Antarctica, that will hopefully be amazing. But yeah, I guess we all have insecurities in landscape photography. Write yours down below, because yeah, I think it's good to share and show that we are not alone when it comes to all these things. I definitely have my insecurities too, even though I don't talk so much about it on my channel. But nevertheless, they are there. They are there. So yeah, write down below. It's also just like, it's also because I feel I kind of owe to deliver something. Personally, I want to really deliver great photos. That is like the main thing. My videos, of course, I like to make entertaining videos, but for the most part I identify most as a photographer. So I really want to make really great landscape photos. And I hope you guys enjoy my landscape photography out there and get some inspiration from it. But I really want to deliver, and if I feel that I am in a period where it's lacking a little bit, I feel like are people wasting their time watching my videos? Hopefully not. I hope I always provide some kind of value that you can pull out of the videos. In this case, hopefully we can share some insecurities. But yeah, it is what it is. You don't always get exactly what you want, but I do think that today I have got some pretty decent photos. Like, you've already seen some of them, so yeah. Let's see, the day is not over yet. So I made it back to the car. I think I walked for like another 7 kilometers just exploring, and I gotta admit, I'm not sure I'm coming back to this place, because there was like signs every 100 meters basically stating that I had to stay on the gravel road and I couldn't go off the gravel road. So it's like, yeah, not for me. But yeah, I think actually the photos may turn out pretty good. You've already seen them. So yeah, speaking of insecurities, another thing, but I think these ones here, I got a few photos that actually looked pretty decent. So yeah, if you want to learn how I edit my photos, be sure to enroll in my huge Photoshop for landscape photographers post-processing course. There's a discount code down in the description, so you can get a little bit off. It is basically where I share all my secrets, if you will, on how I edit my photos. I introduce the programs for you, so if you are not used to Photoshop, I'm showing you how to use Photoshop, and then progressively we just go through like luminosity masks, how to add and remove glow, how to avoid certain mistakes, and blend photos, and yeah, basically all the tools that I use to edit my photos. So check them out, all down in the description. Be sure to check out my ebooks if you want to learn even more about composition in landscape photography. As always, I would highly appreciate both a like and a comment. In the comment, tell about your insecurities down in the comment field. I'm curious to know. And see you in the next video.